Hey guys, Dudes Coon here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to swap centers on 4x4. Now, lots of times when you're solving 4x4, you will accidentally have swapped orange and red center without knowing it, not realizing it until you've already started doing your corners for the first layer, and then you have to go through a whole big process of repositioning your centers, then fixing your edges, and then going back to where you were, and that takes a lot of time. So, easy way to do this is there are a few different cases. I'm going to show you how to swap across, so like if we want to swap orange and red, and then I'm going to a few cases of those, and I'm going to show you a case of how to swap blue and red. So I'm just going to be using those colors as examples. It really doesn't matter which case you have, whether or not you need to swap yellow or white, green or blue, orange or red, or whatever it is. I'm just going to show you a few cases on how to fix that. So one of the simplest ways to swap, say, orange and red and orange is you do UU2, M2, UU2. And just like that, the centers are swapped, although when you do this, these two edges swap and these two edges swap. So if you were doing this and say you already had your cross made, this may not be very helpful for you. So a different way of doing it that you can just swap the centers without having to deal with the edges being swapped around is you can do lowercase u2, m2, lowercase u2, m2. And this will specifically just swap these two centers without interacting anywhere else on the puzzle. Now there is another case that you can do to swap specifically these centers. Some people do prefer using this for finger tricks. I personally don't really use it, but I'll just show you anyway. Is do lowercase r2, u2, lowercase r2, lowercase l2, u2, lowercase l2. And this will also do the same case as before, how you swap these edges and these edges, but I do find that doing this would be a lot better than having to go through that larger algorithm as before. The next algorithm is going to be for specifically swapping these two centers. Now, it's going to be pretty similar to how we swapped the opposite sides as I showed you before, and the way we're going to do this is we're just going to do lowercase r, u2, lowercase r prime, lowercase l prime, u2, lowercase l. And as you can see, we've swapped these centers, although a lot of stuff has happened because we have swapped this edge and this edge as well. Now the thing is there is really no simple way of avoiding this algorithm. This is really just the simplest algorithm out there, and it's really not worth it having to avoid not being able of swapping these edges. So if you have to swap of the two centers that are right next to each other, you're just going to have to deal with the fact that these edges are just going to have to swap as well. Now before I go ahead and just end off this video, I want to real quick show you a few ways of easily recognizing how to swap the centers or which ones need to swap. So for instance, right here, I already can tell that I have to swap them horizontal, and I'll show you how I know this. So when I go ahead and start building my cross edges, like this, and then I notice I have this corner here, when I insert it, it's not correctly positioned, which means I have to swap two centers. Now, what we can do to do this is we can either swap blue and green or red and orange. We can actually do either one, it doesn't matter. So let's just say we want to swap red and orange right here. What we can do is we can do our algorithms as before. In this case, I normally will use the one that doesn't interact with any of the edges. That way, when I'm already speed solving on the puzzle, I don't interfere with the edges already on here. So I would do this case here, and then I would have just swapped the edges. And then, as you'll notice, blue and green edge pieces that are on the cross our switch. To fix this, you can easily just do a M2, U2, M2, and then this will fix the cross edges. Alright, so that's pretty much everything for this video. If you found this video helpful, please remember to hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more future tutorials that will be coming out pretty soon, and hit the bell notification to be notified when they are released. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.